Perspective. Perspective, I realized, look at that. Look at that. Urgh. Half of my hair was up, half of it was down. Now some of it's all up. I feel like a little kid in the tub making like punk rock mohawks with my shampoo. Oh, and now I've got like hair goop on my hands. That's what happens. That's what happens. Where can I wipe it off? There we go. There we go. Good morning, good morning. Oh, I'm a little bit off center here. Look, ooh, behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. Good morning, Dana and Miss Julie and Boopsie and Katie and Cat Mama. Nice to see you. Love, love, love. Hanging out with you folks in the morning. Kaylee. It's nice to see a Kaylee here. I know a Kaylee. And a Becky. And good morning. I'm gonna stir my tea here so the tea bag does not get as bitter as it was yesterday. I also brought a little thing here to put my tea bag in because I learned from yesterday. Sometimes it's okay. I used to work in a tea company. Actually, I did visual merchandising for them. I always forget about that when I talk about like the wild and varied careers that I've had as a Gen Xer. And sometimes the tea would turn bitter and other times it kind of wrote itself out. Hey, Danielle, good morning. Good morning, everybody. What was I thinking of? I was thinking of perspective. I was thinking of that because, we always present ourselves as like, look at me, I have it all together. Look at me, I have a defined chin. Same person, different perspective. Ever catch yourself? Ever catch yourself when you're looking at your phone and by accident the camera has turned so it's like doing a selfie and you're like, oh my God, I'm like nothing but Jabba the Hutt neck. You're the same person, but you can angle things differently. I bet if I put on a filter, you wouldn't notice all these wrinkles that I have. And God forbid you should have wrinkles. God forbid you should gain weight. It's crazy stuff, isn't it? But it's all perspective. So what's the perspective on your home? Now, I say this because we could talk about random things all day. I freaking love to talk about random things and get into some really interesting conversations. But if you're showing up today on my TikTok Live, our TikTok Live, it's basically because I tend to focus on clutter. Home clutter, office clutter, brain clutter, digital clutter, a little bit. I am so much more cluttered. I am so much less organized online than I am in the real world. And I'll share that with you is because I could spend a lot of time organizing the stuff on my computer. But here's the thing that I've found that has allowed me to feel okay about the lack of, or not the lack of, because there's organization. I have like some folders and stuff. The cool thing is about your computer is that there are ways you can find things even if they aren't located in the right place. Good morning, Carla. Nice to see you. So has anybody ever done this? Like, I think of this sometimes when I am so used to working on my computer. This is me typing on my computer with my little Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. And going from reading something online and just needing to find that one little bit, so you hit Control F, find, right? Control F, find. I'll be looking at an actual book. Do I even have any within reach? No, because they're where I write. But I will be like, oh man, if I could just Control F this book, or like maybe go like this because you want to zoom into it. There are ways that the digital world is different from our physical world. You can't, well, I guess you could say, hey Siri, if you use Siri. I don't use Siri, but hey Siri, where are my scissors? That's a way of doing it. You could tell Siri where your scissors are. Maybe you could put an air tag on them. But having your stuff in your home, in your life, in a place where you know where it is, so you can go and use it. You can use it and it works well, because that's kind of the quality and quantity thing. And then when you're done with it, remembering to put it back, practicing getting in the habit of putting it back where it belongs, its home, so that the next time you want to use it, you know it's there. That is how home organization can make you feel better in your house. But what I love to do is, even before that, that's like the easy peasy stuff. That's the habits. I really like to help people with what's going on behind the scenes. What's the stuff behind this stuff? What is the stuff that's going on kind of under the hood of your car that is really the stuff that's getting in the way of you being at the right amount of clutter that works for you? So I like getting into this, and it can be scary for people who don't think deeply about this stuff before, or they think it's all this superficial stuff. Like, I just need to knuckle down and buckle down, and I can't believe I didn't do it. I'm so mad at myself. Like, you think beating yourself up is going to solve it. Beating yourself up, everybody, including myself, beating ourselves up just makes matters worse. It just digs you more into a negative shame spiral of why you didn't do the thing you were going to do. I say don't be ashamed at all. Shame is a feeling that's going to keep you stuck and in the dark and not wanting to figure it out. And curiosity. Saying I'm not going to feel ashamed. I'm going to get curious why I didn't do it. And I'm going to feel safe enough, maybe with help and coaching, to just kind of peek underneath, open up peek up and see what's underneath that might be causing me to not do this stuff. Okay? Now, Silver Fox 143 says, make GPTs of your manuals and then just ask if questions all in one place. You could do that. See, I mean, using the technology we have available to us to make our worlds better, yeah, I'm all about that. I don't know how to use AI or GPT, and yet my life still freaking rocks. Alrighty. Oh, so Carla, so I was kind of thinking of you, hon. I was, because I knew this was kind of a revelation to you. And this is why I am so honored to be people's coaches, because I learned things and it blew my mind. And then I learned how much it changed my mind. So Carla says, "Woo, yesterday was so emotional. I am my worst backseat driver, and that's amazing." Okay, so that's opening up, seeing what's going on. We are I joke about this a lot because I am self-employed. So I am not only the best boss, but the worst boss. And I am the best employee and the worst employee. It's all about perspective. So I love it. Chrissy is keeping your place tidy and washing today. And what I want to, you see, this is the thing. If you all you want your life to be is pretty with clear boxes of Cheerios, there are plenty of people out there who can help you with this. This is the thing that I really love to get into. And I really like having meaningful, content-worthy, like something you can chew on conversations about clutter. And but I like to make it fun too. I don't want to be like, oh, here she's going to lecture me about my mental health or whatever the frick it is. Like that, if it's too earnest and too technical and too fancy words, it bores me. That's why I call it your co-pilot and your backseat driver. Because we've all been in the car, right? With somebody who, yes, I have been that backseat driver to my husband, and I'm not even sitting in the backseat. I'm next. You shouldn't do that. No. Oh, you should turn that way. No, you should. Oh, we should go the other way. Somebody who's like, don't go where you want. Don't trust yourself. Go where I want you to go. Don't do that. Do this. We all have that in our brains. And when our brain is believing what the backseat driver says and feeling crappy because of it, that's when we tend to get stuck. So, Carla, you're not alone. I have a backseat driver. She's a lot quieter than she was before because she now trusts me, because she sees that what I'm doing is getting us the life we want. But still, I have, human fears in me. What if that doesn't work? Crap, I think I just screwed up. That person doesn't like me. I might have messed up. You're wrong. You're too old. I can't believe you've gained 25 pounds. We all have that in us. So the question is, what are you going to do with it? You got a choice. If you and even just examine it. It's kind of like the road less traveled, or a fork in the road. If I hear this thing in my head and I choose to believe it, how does that make me feel? And based on that, what am I doing? Same question, second verse, same as the first. I hear that voice in my head. I decide to not believe it, but get curious about it and kind of interrogate it a little bit more. Suddenly I realize that that's just a scared little kid in me who's afraid of not being liked and afraid of getting in trouble, a fear of getting in trouble and doing the wrong thing, and nobody's going to love me, and I'm going to be, they're all going to laugh at me. Is that really true? No. Calming down the little kid in the backseat They're afraid of something new, something different, the change. That's why they're beating yourself up. Or you could just be in the freaking habit of being mean to yourself. I raise my hand in guilt of that. I have been guilty of that in the past, and it showed in my life. I learned to talk to myself nicelier. My life is changing. It has changed. It is so awesome. And I want to teach you that language. Here, look at me. I'm your Duolingo. I'm going to teach you how to translate your negative thoughts into more helpful ones. How's that? Yeah. It's no surprise to me. I am my own worst enemy. Yeah. But we don't have any enemies. Our enemies don't want the best for us. Let me repeat that. Our enemies don't want the best for us. They want the best for them. So we are, but in a way, you could make a cause, and this is me loving to have these conversations even within my head, like, oh yeah, our backseat drivers want the best for them, but this is when you say, oh my gosh, the call is coming from within the house, because your backseat driver is you. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. So get curious about that stuff. Okay? And here, you know what, Silver Fox? The epiphany. The epiphany, you can have it. I love the word epiphany. That, wow, oh my God, I get it. You have two voices in your head. You have the voice of fear and you have the voice of love. Which one do you want to listen to? Which one do you want to influence you when you're steering your life, when you're steering your decisions? I say love. Love, Luv, Lof, if you'd like to sing like Davy Jones. Luf, Luf. All right? Yeah, such a mind-opening experience. It made a light bulb go off. And notice what a light bulb does. When the light bulb goes off, it illuminates things. It brightens things up. You can see more clearly. If you're in a room and the light bulb is not on, it's really hard. You're just kind of stumbling and mumbling around. When the light bulb goes off, or technically on, when the light bulb goes bing, you're like, oh my God, that's what's going on here. This is crazy. I had no idea that the way I was talking to myself in here made me feel a certain way in here. And based on those two things, I'm doing something either unhelpful or I'm not doing anything at all. I'm staying stuck. So Coley B, get curious. What are the thoughts in your head that keep you stuck? Name one. You don't even have to. Here's the deal, people. I am so aware of feeling safe and private that I tend to, share with you a certain version of myself, but there's also a whole 360. You only see this much of my life, and I am so in control of what you see and what you don't see. I choose to let you see certain things, and I choose to not let you, because I'm a private person. So when I say these, when I ask you these questions, I'm not asking you to give me the answer. I'm not asking you to type it into the comments unless you want to. But I want you to ask yourself those questions, and I want you to love yourself enough to even take the time to answer those questions for yourself. And don't just keep them up here, because up here is a swirling pot of spaghetti at all times. You're not going to remember them. What you do to remember things is you write them the frick down. Right here. I always have someplace to capture my thoughts. It's a book there. It's a notebook here. It's another notebook here. Look at this one. Look at that one. If I'm on my phone, I have a notes app. The back of a daily notebook thing. What did I write? Delight, connection, joy with a circle around it, and inspiration. Write down those things, people. That's how you change your clutter. It's how you change your life. Now, I love this. Cat Mama, being your own co-pilot, accentuating the positive, eliminating the negative, and don't mess with Mr. In-Between. Old washer getting picked up today by Habitat for Humanity. Supposed to storm. Yeah, it's looking kind of cloudy here. Hope they come. More cellar work. Okay, trust that they will come. Here's a phrase I want to give you from my own personal toolkit. Okay? I choose to believe that ... I choose to believe that ... I choose to believe that the Habitat for Humanity people are going to come and pick up the old washer despite the impending possible storm. I choose to believe that. Start practicing that second language. When you start to, choose the better of the thoughts, Kind of makes you feel better. Then you're not worried. Oh my God, I hope they come. I hope they come. What if they come? What if it's raining? What am I going to do? Maybe I'll have to put it back. Shh. See how easily I can fall into that? I've spoken that language all my life. It's in my head all the time, but shh. I quiet down that and I practice this new language of co-pilot, of, hey, no, we're not going to worry, because that's just going to make us feel worse. We are going to choose to believe that something, what we want to happen is going to happen. Okay? Oh, Carla, hey, and I'm with you, hon, 100%. Carla's saying, it blew my mind, makes things so different going forward. Yeah. And different can feel different. Different can feel different, but I show up in your life to make your different be better, not worse. Aw, hon. I just love my clients. I really do, because I am here as a guide, as a travel guide for you. I'm not saying go off and do this alone. I know how mind-blowing some of these things can be, and it's not always mind-blowing. Sometimes it's like, oh, I get it. Wherever you are, I want you to know that I'm here with you to keep you, you're not alone going through this, and I've been there before. It's almost like when people do ayahuasca, you never do it alone. I mean, I've never done it. I've already read about it. But somebody else is there with you to guide you through it, to keep you safe from doing harm. So just you know, Carla, even though I know we won't see each other for a couple of weeks, going traveling and stuff like that, my soul is with you all the time. As Morrissey would say, hear my voice in your head and think of me kindly. My voice say, what would Beth do? What would Beth say to me right now? And she'd say, nothing has gone wrong here. I choose to believe that all is well. I am doing the right stuff. I am moving at a pace that I am moving in. It feels good. I'm making progress, and this progress is different from the other progress because I am noticing what is jamming me up, and I'm deciding to do something else. Okay? So notice these things. Yes, I search for calm. What if I fall? Yeah, well, right. Wendy Rose Artist, yeah. What if I fall? Yeah, well, what if you fly? That's the crazy thing. Sometimes, I was thinking about it on my morning walk today. I take a morning walk because it gets the body moving and the brain moving. Just thinking of random things. I had this thought, and I like to explore the thoughts that pop in my head. That's when an inspiration is. But if it's making you feel bad, play with that. Maybe there's some hidden meaning in it. Maybe the crappy thoughts are in your head to give you the opportunity to stop them, question them, or rewrite them into something that's going to inspire you to do something else. This is not your mother's decluttering podcast. Oh, because I think, and actually, it's funny, I think about like that whole notion of this is not your parents, whatever. Our parents were doing the best they could with what they had. We are doing the best we can with what we have. We, in the past versions of ourselves, we're doing the best we can with what we have. So treat yourself kindly. Don't beat yourself up. Calm down your nervous system. If you're feeling all zing, activated, prickly, the opposite is going to help you all the time. If you can't breathe, slow down and breathe. If you're going too fast, slow down. If it's too loud, quiet down. All these things. Yeah, Wendy Rose, you and me both. I love it, don't you? I purposely wake up before anyone else in the house, including the dogs. Ooh, and that can be a feat. To sit, think, and meditate. Yeah, why do you think we all get up and just have a little cup of coffee? And I don't even drink coffee. I drink my tea before my husband gets up, because it's different. It's like going into work early. I used to do this sometimes because I get easily distracted. I get affected by noises. I do. I know there's a misophonia or something like that. I just know that I prefer quiet to get stuff done because I need to hear myself think. So when I used to work in an open office thing, I would put earphones on. Luckily, that became acceptable, because you'd be like, oh, I'm on a call. And then sometimes I would just leave my earbuds in. But also going to work early, getting up before everybody else, before the whole world can start picking at you. Okay? So don't be afraid to sit with yourself. You think maybe you avoid it, maybe you distract yourself from it because all you hear is your backseat driver. They're only half of the duo. You've got the comedy tragedy duo in you of the co-pilot and your backseat drivers. But here's what usually happens. When you are talking about your backseat driver, you think that that's the only voice in you, but because they're talking so much. Have you ever been in a conversation, or allegedly a conversation with somebody, all they're doing is talking and talking and talking and talking, and they never let you get a word in edgewise, that may be your brain. This is where breathing, quieting down, meditation if you want to call it that. If you don't want to call it breathing and slowing down. Call it Fred. I don't care what you call it, just frickin' do it. Quieting down your brain. So there's a pause. And in that pause, that's when your co-pilot speaks up. Like me. Is that really true? Are you really so horrible? Is it really so strange? I've been on a Smith's kick in the past couple of days, so, But I bring this all to you to realize that if you are struggling with clutter, if it's a struggle with the stuff in your house, dare to pop open the hood of your car and see there might be something. Yeah, there you go. Chrissy Job, call it Fred. Hey, Fred, quiet the fuck down. I love you, but shh. Fred, it's okay. Fred, you know what? I hear you. I do hear you. And I have taken notes. Everything you said. What if I get, what if they don't like me? What if they do? What if it doesn't work? What if it does? Fred, I'm listening to everything you say because you are telling me good things. Fred, I hear you, and I'm writing all this down. This is why, and I told Carla this yesterday, I do it myself. Fold a piece of paper in half. Write all the things that Fred is showing you, telling you on one side of it. Now, sorry, Carla, I know I brought out my steno book yesterday for spelling, but think of a steno book. Do you guys remember these from back in the day? It's basically an outdated thing for me. But I remembered seeing like a secretary, or I think of these as like when you are a secretary or a personal assistant or somebody who's just taking the notes. You're not putting your input in, but you're just taking the notes. Okay. And, I love it, Carla. I'm going to finish this story and I'm going to get to that. Yeah, Fred, hush. Shh. I love you, but shh. I need quiet. I need to hear myself think. Think of whatever Fred says. You're just writing it down verbatim right over here. Okay? But then think of yourself in a court of law and be like, is that really true? Be a little bit Perry Masonry. And say, is that really true? And rewrite what they're saying. Write the opposite. There's an opposite on that other line. Fred is coming from fear. Love is on the other side. Love is in the air. Okay? If he's afraid, calm him down. Fred, Fredina, Winifred, whoever it is, they're afraid. They're scared. They want to keep you safe. They're using their fear to keep you safe. Now, safe is not a bad thing, but stuck can be a bad thing. If you're believing Fred and not doing the things you want, that kind of sucks. Okay, yeah, shorthand. My mother-in-law used to know how to use that. I'd so want me as a friend if I wasn't me. It makes sense to you. I'll be your bestie. Yes, be your best friend. Ooh, you're making me live. Yeah. Be the friend you would want. Be your best friend. What would you say to a best friend who was freaking out like this? And I don't mean freaking out like this, but when Fred is all activated. Now, Carla, I love this because Carla, I don't have kids, but I have an auntie and I get this. Because Carla is saying, if I had to describe the coaching journey so far, I think of watching my kids learn how to walk. Yeah. Because they don't know, but they're determined. They know that walking is going to change their lives for the better. So they get up, they get knocked down again. They are going through it. They don't get discouraged. They may cry, but then after the crying is done, they're going to try it again. And you are there to encourage them. Because in your soul, it's not can they walk or not. It's just a matter of when. So you have 100% belief in your kids that they can do it. I have 100% belief in my clients that they can do it. I show up and radiate that 100% belief energy. Ideally, if I'm being the best coach I can, I radiate that energy of you can do it. It's just a matter of time. So I will be here with you, helping you learn at a pace that feels right to you. It's bound to rub off on you, especially if you're so used to feeling like you can't do it, or you're doing it in a way that feels crappy. This is why I like to think of life as a road trip. I want you to feel good while you're doing your stuff. Because when you feel good, I feel good. When you feel good, that's powerful. Okay? So just think about these things. You can do it. You've done harder things before. This is just stuff. Stuff in a place. Too much stuff in a place. Reducing the number of it. Increasing the way you want the place to look. Doing it at a pace that feels good to you, so you're not beating yourself up the whole time. Can you imagine being on a cross-country road trip? Let's be even more dramatic. Not just Pennsylvania to Palm Springs, California. From the tip of Cape Cod, like someplace way out east. The most east place. I'm from Mass, and I know Wendy Rose is too, so I throw in the geographic references. Can you imagine being on a cross-country road trip to someplace you're excited to get to, but the person in the car is complaining and bitching and saying how it's not working the whole time and we're doomed and this is taking so long and I can't believe this and I don't feel well and don't do that. I can't believe it's too late. No. Now, unfortunately, that person's in the car with you, but you can quiet them down and say, okay, we hear you, Fred. But you know what? We're up here in the front seat. I'm in the driver's seat, and you know who I have in the passenger seat here? I got my coach. I got me. I got the fun me. I get the person who's not just being like, wow, it's fun. It's like, you know what? Let's do this. Once in a life, let's do this. Let's have some fun. Let's get it done. We can do this and make it fun. We're going to take breaks. We're going to have snacks. We're going to dress in comfortable clothes. We're going to put on music. We're going to feel good about everything that we get rid of. We're going to celebrate the wins. We're going to take snapshots. We're going to document our journey. Every day of that road trip, we are feeling like rock stars. And then there are days you may not feel like a rock star, and you may only drive from one town to the next. That's okay. But then you get some rest, and you feel better. And when you feel better, then you start driving, and maybe you get to the next state and the next state. Think about it like a road trip, and how pleasant do you want it to be? Okay? Now let me get back to, that's the deep stuff, but that's kind of like the deep stuff behind the clutter. I'm going to paddle over to the more shallow, the more surface end, because that's important too. All of this is important. So Silver Fox 143, let me help you. Moving Monday. Okay, moving on Monday. Drawers, office, clothes, shelves, all in one room. What order do I do them in? There's really no wrong answer. There's really no right answer. I would ask you, what order do you want to move them in? Now, I do have a couple of tricks up my sleeve. Oh, I guess my sleeve, because it's warm weather out now. Maybe the thing that you start with, is the thing that's taking up the most physical space in that room. That may be helpful, and this is a helpful tip from all of us. So I used to be in visual merchandising in retail for a wicked lot of years because I was an art history major, and boy, are there no jobs out there, at least when I'd graduated, to get into art history. And I didn't even know if I wanted to get into it, but that's a whole nother thing. So a couple of things I want to think of is when we went to go reset a store, or we went to go, do something, change things over, we wouldn't start by moving the votive candles. We would start with moving the big things. So I think of it, Silver Fox, the big to the small. What is the category of stuff you have that's taking up the most room? Because if you remove that first, the cool thing is then you have more room in that room to move around in. So same thing, everybody. If you've got a room full of stuff, what are the things? What's the surface? What's the cheap wins? What's the easy peasy wins you can get and feel a sense of accomplishment because you've, increased the amount of square footage of open space? Look at the stuff that's taking up the most physical room and start there. How does that sound? Sounds like a plan to me. Experiment with it. See how it works. Yep. Yeah. Oh, I love this. So Tara Boudreau. Yes, make a dent in a big project. Love it. Okay. So, interesting. Wendy Rose is saying, offering up an acronym. Can't. Certainly am not trying. Yeah. You know what? You may be trying, but you're not doing, and that's okay. Okay. What I want to hear, see, Carla, and you've got it going on. Look at you, Carla, going from a person who didn't know it, and then the light bulb was going off, and now you're sharing what's going on with you, and you are helping other people. This is the cool thing about when you help yourself, you are helping other people too. Okay? Yeah, I knew how, stood in front of them to guide them, protect them up, that they figured out. You can't do it for somebody else. That's why I do not, with the exception of my mother, or if it was dear friend, with a very few exceptions, I do not go in and do the decluttering for you. Because that would be like me showing you how to walk and doing it for you. You're never going to learn how to walk for yourself. Decluttering, though, is a life skill that is so good to use because you declutter so many areas you can use it to declutter so many areas of your life. Okay? Yeah, you lead me and watch me figure it out, and I've got love in my heart for you the whole freaking time. And I want you all, when you're stumbling, if you're just learning how to do something, love yourself when you fall down. Love yourself enough to get back up. Just love, 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 love yourself. Okay? So there was something. Tara Boudreau, or excuse me, Baudu, I apologize if I mispronounced your name. What a great idea. I've been dreading that road trip a long time. When you're dreading, realize you've just got wires crossed. You know what? You've got the wrong map. You've got the wrong map because you're not focusing on a destination you're excited about. Okay? So I'm just going to clue it in. Tara and everybody who's kind of dreading, there's going to be a little bit of dread or apprehension, but there should be some excitement there too. I want you not to be showing up to declutter just because I tell you to. In order for this to work the best and the easiest, there's got to be a spark. It's going to be a spark for those of you who put your R's in your words. It's got to be a spark inside you, something that is igniting a flame, that's getting you inspired and revved up, warming up your energy because you want to go to there. So if you are dreading, if you're not inspired, if you're like, I don't even know why I'm doing this, good to know. Thank you. Thank you, Fred. Why am I doing this? I don't know, but you know what? I'm going to figure it out. And this is why I always remind myself that I call my coaching Destination Decluttered, because defining your destination, not mine, not anybody else in the car, just you and your heart and your co-pilot. Quiet Fred down and ask yourself, where do you want to go? And this is a life coaching thing. This is how I do the life coaching, but I like to keep it small too, because if coaching, what do I want to do with my life? That question used to freak me out, so I'm very aware of that. So let's bring it down. Let's chunk it down. What do you want your kitchen to look like? Not just on the surface, but when you open up the drawers and the doors, if you went to have somebody else come look at it, do you want to find your thing? Just your kitchen. Everybody, let's start with destination kitchen. How does it look? How does it function? And how do you want to feel there? Write that stuff down and start to envision what that one room looks like. How you want it to look, not anybody else, you. Write that down. If it doesn't have any sparkle to it, add some glitter, add some sparkle. What would feel good to walk in the kitchen in the morning? How do you want to feel? Write that down. That's what you're aiming for. You shouldn't want to be dreading getting to there. Now, yeah, you may have to clean out some garbage and make some decisions and, wipe out some stuff and find some gross moldy things in the back of the fridge. But you're doing that so you don't have it there anymore and you just have a nice clean kitchen. And not just a nice clean kitchen on the surface, but when you go to find things, they're there. You have the right amount of things so you're not struggling. Every mug that you pick up to drink coffee out of is one you delight in using. When somebody comes over, you welcome them into your kitchen and you say, hey, you want to sit down and have a cup of coffee? I've got these cute mugs here. Which mug do you want? I love them all. So notice if you are feeling dread, and notice how you feel stuff affects what you do and how you do it. So check in with your feeling self. Don't just beat yourself up here and try to be like a taskmaster or like in the military. Now, there's maybe a time and a place for that, but that's not how I coach. But we get shit done and we have fun doing it. I like that better than drop and give me 20. Okay? See, look at this. Look at the fun we're having, people. Yeah, and the destination should be fun. Yeah, the destination is the quote, end point. Okay? What I want you to think of is the journey getting there every day. Like even today, I was waiting for my water to heat for my tea. I did a couple of dishes by hand because I knew when I walked out in the kitchen next time I would feel better seeing those knives and hand washables on the right-hand side of the sink, meaning they're clean, versus the left-hand side of the sink. So notice the journey. I chose to do it because it was going to make me feel better. And when I was doing it, I felt good. Oh, look, I'm getting all that gunk off of that. Oh, look at how nice this looks right now. Ooh, it feels nice and clean and nice and, there's no bubbles on it. Now I'm going to put it over here. Find the joy. When you can find the joy in even the littlest thing, your life is going to be filled with joy. Now, not everything is going to be joyful, but man, I bet if I even just that one phrase could probably change your life today. Have fun when you're going to go do an errand. Take another road trip. Yesterday, we went to drop off something at somebody's studio. Not only did we stop halfway and have an awesome, wonderful lunch, we ordered pizza, but we sat outside. But the way that the road took us, the way that the map was, we were on roads. We've lived here for 20 years. We never were on some of these roads, and they took us through a state park. How cool was that? There's delight just on the next road over. Have fun with it. Okay, so Jen says, cleared my kitchen counter last weekend. Have been finding it joyful to keep it clear this week. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, finding the joy. Isn't this feel good? Yeah. Go to a local grocery store, get some pretty flowers for the counter. You know? You can decide, even when it isn't like you want it to, you can make the best of what you have where you are. Okay? Flowers are a great thing. I love the fact, and here, this might help you. I have a client who cleaned off her kitchen island. I don't know, Patty, you may not be on the call, but she wouldn't mind me sharing the story. She wanted to keep it clean, and she had done it, but then they all were in the habit of piling stuff. She and her family were in the habit of piling it on there. So I said to her, what's your destination for that island? Notice how we're getting really, it's the whole house, but what's that one island? What do you want it to look like? Well, I just want it to be clear. How do you want it to function? Well, I'd love to be able to sit down there, have myself a nice little healthy lunch, whatever. Maybe there's some flowers there, and how do you want to feel when you look at it? I want to feel good. Every time I look, I want it to just look good. So she did that. She cleared it off, and then she bought herself some flowers. I said, go buy yourself some flowers. Put them there. Delight that every time you look at it, you feel good. And then the crazy awesome thing was, because she had cleared it off and put the flowers there, she was more mindful of her habits, so she wasn't habitually putting things on the island. Her family saw that. They realized how nice it looked. They wanted it to look nice too. They then weren't piling stuff on it. Notice the habits that you have that might keep you cluttered. You can change them. And then you build out from that island. Okay, how about that counter? How about this one? How about that one? I don't know, I've been saying that a lot lately, but it's cracking me up, so I'm using it, all right? Look at this one. Look at that one. Look at this surface. Look at that surface. Look at this drawer. Look at this closet. You do the same thing. Okay? This is how it works. Okay, Wendy Rose. Nobody, your kitchen is lame. Don't talk to your kitchen like that. Don't call your kitchen lame. Your kitchen is awesome. Have a little before and after. It's clean and stuff, but it's just plain. Okay, yeah. How do you want to doll it up? What would look good to you? Slap some paint up there, put some pictures up there, flowers. What looks good to you? If it's lame, you can do something about it. You can unlame it. But this is the interesting thing. Then you're going to need to make a decision. What do I want? What do I want? And many of us have not been socialized to ask that question. Okay? Now, I will say that was one of the freeing things about me getting my degree in art back in the day, is being an art major allowed me the societal excuse to do things that regular people may not. To go trash pick something and use it in my kitchen, to paint something over, to use something that isn't supposed to be in the kitchen. That was just society. That was me thinking I needed permission. How about this? I give you permission to unlame your kitchen. Do whatever the frick you want to make your kitchen less lame. Okay? And also, kitchens are functional places. The fact that it is clean and neat is a great place to start. Yeah, Danielle is saying my whole kitchen area and table are a dropping zone. We all have the drop zones. We do. We have, the way our house is set up, we have a place called the Nook. The Nook. And so I try to get in the habit of when I come in, and this is just like designing things for stores, when you get in, when you're walking at a certain pace going through your door, and then you have a transition area where you're slowing down because you're not walking at the pace you are outside of your house. You're slowing down and walking, and that's where we tend to dump stuff. I remember when I was growing up, that was the dining room because we barely used the dining room. My dad would come home from work, he would turn the corner, he would dump stuff on the thing. To this day, my mother dumps stuff in that room. It becomes a habit. It's a habit. Okay? Yeah, Jen is practicing keeping that counter clean for the week and appreciating herself for doing it. So get in the habit. Change your habit. Change of habit. Wasn't that an Elvis movie with nuns? Of course, an Elvis movie with nuns. Pretend you're in your kitchen with Elvis and some nuns and change your habit. You know? There we go. I love it. And see, we can be inspired by anything. Wendy Rose, artist, I have cookbooks tied together with string and use it to hold knives in the pages. Found it on Pinterest. What a freaking good idea. Notice, as they would say in the TED world, ideas worth spreading. You saw it on Pinterest. Somebody had it on Pinterest. They shared it. You used it. You're sharing it with us. That's why I show up. I feel like my coaching ideas, I know my ideas are ideas worth spreading because they've changed my life, so I want you to have them. I want to share the good stuff with you. Okay? Yes, slowly learning that it's okay to put my needs before others' wants. I say not only is it okay, I'm gonna turn the volume, I'm gonna crank it up on that one. It is imperative that you treat yourself as good as you would treat other people, if not better. And it's not, what do I want to say? It's not judgy. I'm being judgy about it. It's not greedy. It's not selfish. Notice that, selfish. She's so selfish, that greedy bitch. Look at her. She's so self-centered. Look at her. She's taking care of herself. Never mind anybody else. No, people, we've got it wrong. They have fed us a lie. Because when you treat yourself better, you have bigger capacity to help not just the people around you, but concentric circles. I would not be here. I would not be in coaching if I did not learn how to take care of myself and now do that on autopilot. So I just have the capacity to help not just the people around me in my own circles, but whoever wants to show up on my TikTok lives, be on my mailing list, do one-on-one coaching with me. But notice, society, and this is where I get a bit deep with this, society benefits from women taking care of other people and not themselves. Notice who benefits from you when you're taking care of them instead of you. Just notice. Notice how the world, who runs the world? Girls? Yeah, you know what? We do that and fry it up in a pan. All right? Can you imagine if we weren't feeling bad about ourselves, if we weren't starving ourselves and wearing uncomfortable clothes, and if we were focusing on ourselves and had our shit together and were unshakable in our belief in how awesome we are, how we could change the world? That's why they keep us down. Now, I will get off my feminist soapbox temporarily, but what I'm saying, there's truth in it. So just notice how the world benefits when we are not focusing on what's important to us, but what's important to them. All right? I love it. Danielle is saying, now I do more of what I want. I take several art classes, and I love it. Yes. You know what? It's true. It's true, people. And I could go on about that, and I could easily do. But I want to say it's just part of what's going on in your head. You are hearing other people's voices in your head. Because your voice, your true voice, is your co-pilot. But your co-pilot can't speak up when all those other voices are going on. Okay? And making you a better person makes the world a better place. It really does. It really does. All right? Yes, and notice this, GGX2000, nice to see you. I have to learn self-care because notice this, I feel like I always have to have something else to take care of or do. Oh my gosh, notice that externalization. But also notice this, when you feel like you're doing it, you know where that feeling comes from? Is the thought. Now, if I was an English teacher, I would be like, because I feel like, no, you have a feeling because you have a thought. I always have something else to take care of or do. That's a thought in your head. That's words. You type them out. We can, copy and we can rewrite those. That thought is making you feel like I have no time for self-care. Notice the connection between the words in your head and the way you feel in your body. And when you have those words and that feeling, what do you do after those two things are there? I bet if you're believing what they say and feeling that way, you're not taking care of yourself. But then if you decide to question that, just say, hey, wait a minute. Do I always have something else to do or take care of? Well, there's stuff to do, but what about me? What about me? What about you? You don't matter. Shh. Hush, Fred. Fred, I love you, but hush, okay? Oh my gosh, I think we're going to call. our backseat driver today, Fred. You know what? I know when I feel better, I do better. And not just for me, I'm not being greedy, but when I feel better, I'm less likely to snap at somebody. I am more generous and patient. Love is kind, love is patient, love is never getting pissed off. You know, the thing that they read at the weddings. I have more tolerance and stuff, but I also know when to stand up for myself when I feel good. Not, oh, you're right, meh. You taking care of yourself helps you take care of other people better, says the co-pilot. How does that sound? If it feels weird, just notice it, because it's a new thought, but it's a cool thought, you know? Yeah, I did that for years, says Danielle. Rushing around, taking care of others and doing what others want. Yeah, many of us do and have. I knew from an early age I didn't want kids because I was an oldest of an oldest of an oldest. I was taking care of kids all the time, and so was my mother. I love not having children, though. I do. So I am glad I live in a time where I was able to make that choice. What do we got? See, I love this. You know, and this is the thing that cracks me up. So that one persona is saying, and I love a pop culture reference, as you can tell, like nobody's business. Somebody could annotate this thing and put footnotes all over the place. Fred makes me think of Fred Mertz from I Love Lucy. I think I'll keep the name for my backseat. Yeah, sometimes your backseat driver is an old white man, okay? You know, who wants you to do what he wants, not what you want to do. Okay, I'm going to try to squeeze me into the day. Thank you. How about this? Don't try and don't squeeze. Make time for yourself. Create time for yourself. Take time from something else for yourself. Don't just try and squeeze. That's a good start, but I want you to think of taking time away from something else to give it to you. Dare you to do it. I dare you. Okay? Yeah? Yeah. Woman as a mom, that's how we are trained to be. Yeah, we are trained to be that from people who benefit from it. Now, trust me, I love moms. I would not be in the world without a mom. But we have so much more to offer. Okay? We have so much more to offer. So, food for thought. And the neat thing is notice how the woman's domain tends to be the house, and how many of us, I'm not saying everybody here is female or, you know, female identifying. What I'm saying is notice the other people in your family are not on a TikTok trying to figure out how to clean the house or organize the house or declutter the house. If it's falling on your shoulders, let's just get it done, people. Seriously, you and me, let's get it done. Set up better habits so you're not spending all your time on this planet tidying up your house, and then you're out in the world or in your own home, but doing things that bring meaning and joy and delight to you. Because you know when you do those things, you show up better for yourself first, but for there's a positive ripple effect. I walk around my house with freaking the sun shines out of our behinds, as the Smiths would say, because I have done things to change my life. I'm not going around greedy, grabbing things from everybody else. If anything, I'm giving away stuff. I'm giving positive vibes. I'm giving encouragement. I'm giving, well, you pay for coaching, but I'm giving coaching. I give, because I'm not feeling like I don't have enough and I need to keep it all for myself. It's a game changer, people. It's a deal breaker, ladies. Okay? And it's all up here and in here. And we aren't encouraged in our planet, on our world, to go in here and in here. We're looking out. Don't look inside. No. Look at this one. Look at that one. Buy this thing. Eat this food. Go here on vacation. Now, I love to vacation and I love to eat and, you know, I buy things. But I come from a place of power, not a place of need and trying to fill a hole in my soul because of it. I want to see the world before I die. I know I feel better when the weather's warm. I want to do the things I said I want to do in my head and my heart. I want to show up for myself and have that full life experience before, is that all there is? Is that all there is? Okay. Silver Fox, hey. Yep. Silver Fox is asking, best way to contact me, for consults in mid-June or thereabouts. Perfect thing to do. Silver Fox, I will say this. If you're on the Destination Decluttered mailing list, you're going to find out about consultations in mid-June. like nobody's business. You will find out before anybody else. However, if you're really serious about it and you want to, like, just, you can email me right now and I can look at my calendar. You can look at yours. We could put one on the books right now. Beth@destinationdecluttered.com. Drop me a line. I will look at my calendar. I'll throw out some dates for you. Now, I will say, I'm on the East Coast of the United States, so I tend to work Monday through like half Friday, anywhere from 7 a.m. to about 5 p.m. Eastern. So that's my work week. So that's when it would happen. But if you want, we can set something up right away. Anybody else too, seriously, there's only a handful. There's a nice amount of people up here. If you're really serious and you would like to have a consultation with me to be your coach, we can make that happen. I mean, seriously, I think back, I have paid for coaching. I have been afraid to pay for coaching. And then when I realized that it was just fear that was holding me back and I did it, best thing ever. Best thing ever. To hear a new way of thinking, to feel when you thought of a different way, of doing things a different way. Game changer, game changer. I would do it again. I am doing it again. I like to learn and grow. But I know it can be scary. I'm not scary. Look at me. I show up. So unscary. Okay. Oh, Carla. Carla is just saying one of the best things I have ever done, no lie. Oh, Huns. Oh, this is a big freaking love fest. But I love it. Notice what it feels like to have support and encouragement. And not just one-sided. Look, it's a two-way street here. I'm showing up for you. You're telling me I'm doing good stuff. I'm like, okay, Fred, am I doing the right thing? Yep, you're doing. Listen. But I know, I feel it. I trust. I choose to remember at the beginning of today. I choose to believe that. I choose to believe that when I show up, and my heart is in the right place, and my words are inspired by my heart, and I'm looking at that other person, and I'm seeing where they are, and I am there for them. I choose to believe that that's me doing the best thing. And even if temporarily I'm afraid because maybe somebody didn't get back to me or somebody canceled, I choose to believe that that's them and I am there to help them with that struggle. Okay? So notice these things, all right? I do love this. Wendy Rose Artist says, I do my day in modules. Coffee and reflection, mod 1. Self-care, mod 2. Showering, dressing, mod 3. Art, and so on. And I love when you said and so on. It's like, and so on, and so on. I'm all about the Fabergé organic shampoo commercial, people. I used to use that when I used to do presentations about historic preservation, actually. And I would put in my like little pop culture references and hoping to get like a smile or any kind of engagement from the audience. And they would be like, And I'd be like, oh, you're just not my people. You knew what I'm talking about, right? Because you're my people. All right? Yay. Carly's Finds of the Times. Can't wait for your consult today. You don't have to wait. It's going to be in a few hours. I look forward. Yeah, you have the songs in your head just like I do. Yeah. Zombie, zombie in your head. Yeah, exactly. There's a millions of them. Yeah, there we go. Beth has me on a roll with the decluttering. I love the feeling. Can't stop the feeling. Keep on dancing. Dance around your house and declutter. Be like, this is just a thing. I just bought it at Target. I don't want it anymore. It's going back to Target. See the things that you have in your house that you don't want, that you can still return, maybe even without a receipt. Try it. You like it. It might work. Can't hurt. This is one of my phrases too. I choose to believe that is one of them. Another one is, can't hurt, might help. Can't hurt to try. Cannot hurt to ask for what you want. Ask for what you want. Learn what you want, then ask for it. And not just somebody out there. Ask yourself and ask the universe for it. Crazier things have happened. I am telling you. I have stories that I cannot even share because you'd be thinking I was making it up about the miraculous things that have happened to me because of how my life is. And my life is how it is because I dared to do something I was afraid of. And it wasn't a big thing that I was afraid of. Literally for me, it was like talking to somebody, writing an email, learning how to type, saying no to somebody, saying yes to somebody. Saying no to that person for my life, saying yes. All right? Yeah. Oh, Carla, I saw you see me yesterday when the light bulb went off. You were already there, but you were so stoked. Yeah, because I love it when we can learn about ourselves. Our lives are not over. The more you learn about yourself, the more you can create a life that supports you and is a life you love. Now I'm missing a few things I will say because I'm keeping an eye on the time here because it's 8:55. I jump in sharp 9 at coaching and consultations today. But I just want to remind you, I'm here for you. Beth at Destination Decluttered. Get on the mailing list because then you get everything everybody does. But if you want a coaching consultation, kind of mid the second, like maybe like the 11th to the 12th is when I'm going to start to put them on the thing. But if you would really want me to be your coach this summer or even beyond, get in touch with me. I'm a human. I read all the emails. So much of what I do is so human based. I like a little bit of technology to do the mundane things, but I also really like the human connection. So like, for example, when you sign up for a consultation with my automatic calendar, I'm the one who looks and makes sure it works on my calendar. I send every single email I send out. Now I have a template of mostly what I say because it's the same thing over and over again. But I'm always making sure it reflects you and me and where we're going to be. I'm a human. And I want to help my other humans. I love it. Okay? Shelly's going to work on your dresser this evening and buy flowers for it. Okay. Work on it. Play with it. Play with the stuff on your bureau. Instead of work, think of it as play. We're just playing here. We're playing with ideas. I'm going to play with the stuff on there. I'm going to play with the stuff in the drawers. Okay? So good stuff. Good stuff. Dance and do your housework. Put on music. Headphones and dancing while doing chores was life-changing for me. I put on old South freestyle music and dance around the house. Yeah, and you know what that helps too? People, you get some body moving. You get the breath in you. You get the music in you. That helps your physical body. That helps your mental nervous system because you are calming it down and you are moving. You are shaking it off, like Taylor Swift would say. You're shaking off the bad stuff, and you're making more room for the good stuff. Okay, so this is me, Beth, Destination Decluttered. This is what I do. This is where I like hanging out. Not just TikTok, but at this level in the pool. Not just in the shallow, it looks nice, but don't look behind the curtain. Because what feels really, truly good on every level is when it looks good on the outside, it feels good on the inside, it functions well by giving you what you want. But feeling good about it, feeling good about what you're doing it, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, when you're doing it, how long you're doing it. Feel good, feel good, feel good, feel good, feel good. Starting the day like that, ending the day like that. You've got a day that you're feeling good. And you're feeling maybe better than you were before. And not every day is going to be yippee skippy, but oh my gosh, how about 80%? Knowing that those other days, more good than bad. What was it? Somebody said I said it. My client, Erin said, more good, less ungood. I said that. I trusted that I said it because I say a wicked lot of things. Do you notice I've just been talking for like an hour? More good, less ungood. How about that? That's my wish for you today and every day. That today you have more good. You make more good. You don't just rely on what's coming in. You're not just a victim. You are making more good in your life today because your life is your creative expression. Make more good in your life today than ungood. And then, as the Head and Shoulders bottle would say back in the day, lather, rinse, repeat. Okay? Now I'm going to sign off because I got stuff to do, and I know you do too. But I do have a TikTok live scheduled for tomorrow. Now, don't ask me why I did this. Oh, I think it was because I had a consultation scheduled for 8 a.m. So I have a 7 a.m. TikTok live tomorrow scheduled. I might do some TikTok lives over the weekend. I might. So follow me here on TikTok if you want to be notified of that. Okay? Other than that, I am going to go off the grid, off the digital grid. Okay, I know TikTok is telling me I got to sign off. So I got to do this. It's fine. I know. Get on my mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. You'll be all the ones to know when I'm going to be back online. And if you really want a consultation before then, I'm also here for you. Drop me an email, beth@destinationdecluttered.com. I'll email you back when I have a window of opportunity through my coaches and consultation. I'm here for you, okay? Because you got this. All right? You got this. You got this. I know you do. All right? I'm going to sign off now. See you tomorrow.